This is gold. Yeah, good evening, just a second.
Could you reach, please? See those pink sponges up there? Reach one for me. Reach both. Two pinks. There you go. Yeah, thank you.
You know, every Friday night in the Masaket Lake, right after mining, I give the people a riddle.
I know.
I'm talking to you. So last week's riddle was as follows. But the chokhmah, of course, of those riddles are, it's something that everyone can say a svore.
Who's there? Oh, Larry.
Hi,
Hi,
Rebbitzin Prague. How are you?
Larry.
How are you, Rebbitzin?
Wants you all to himself. What can I tell you?
I hope you enjoy Sackett Lake.
Yes, I do.
And I think Shimon and Yitzchak are coming, right? For this
Correct.
weekend?
Glad that you're my social calendar keeper.
I have so much in my head, you should know. It's just good seeing everybody. And I think, today was Lali's bat mitzvah.
Really? Ooh, we'll call tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me write that down.
And anyway, so the chokhmah is, see, the truth is, it started, you remember approximately 10 years ago, Rahman al-Islam, they kidnapped three guys, remember 3 young guys near the Gush?
Right.
So at that time, everyone was davening, so I wanted to do something special, so I said, here, we'll start Friday night in the schools of their schools. Unfortunately, before the summer was over, they were not alive anymore. But since then, see, the Mile is like this. If a Rav give a short Vatera, most people don't think. This way, you give something that is challenging and it takes a minute and a half to present. This way, everyone can in the house say what it was. I think you listen to this question last week.
Okay.
I'll tell you to go this way. A fellow was running a super sale store in his big supermarket. Normally, you pay for a pound of chicken, this is Israel, 20 shekel a pound. In the super sale, it's 5 shekel. A fellow who's under financial pressure, he stole 10 chickens. Each chicken is 2 pounds. So basically, he stole 20 pounds of chicken, which current value in the supermarket is 100 shekel. In the regular supermarket is 400. A day or two after, the guy regrets, he comes to the owner and he says, "Et chatai ani mazkir," he's putting $100, he gives the fellow $100. The fellow says to him, "You're joking. You have to give me 400. He stole 20 pounds of chickens. The Bahamas says, on sale, when I stole it, and the sale is still on, every pound is 5 shekels. 20 pounds? Yeah. This is the way I tell the story. This is the way I tell it. It's an interesting question. On one hand, he claims if I would buy in your store those 20 pounds, I would pay you 100.
It's the time when you bought it. When you stole it, I mean. You stole it, it was $5.
Wait a minute. We had this exact question. Maybe not exactly, with Sammy Sutton with the wigs.
Wow. You have a good memory. You know, this was a fascinating case. Sammy Sutton's wife runs the cancer center. You know, there are many women who get treatment, they lose their hair. So the center purchased 5, good, expensive wigs. It was $2,000 each at that time. This is many years ago. And they gave it to a lady, obviously to make the ladies feel good. She has it, and a woman needs a wig. They go to her. And unfortunately, this lady who was holding the wigs had a fire in the house. So the wigs are gone. Now she had a full insurance. There's a full insurance. The insurance is ready to pay now for 5 wigs, $2,000, $10,000 for the wigs. The reality is the wigs are already used 2 years. The market value of those wigs now is maybe $500. Okay?
500 or 5,000.
Well, whatever, the price is a quarter for what the original price was. But remember, the insurance is paying the full amount. 5 weeks, says the lady who had the wigs, I'm going to give the center the market value now, which is 5,000, and the difference I'm going to keep. Very good, interesting. Why are we getting 10,000 for the wigs?
What you paid for it?
Because the lady says, me and my husband pay for the insurance, right? Now, the center gave me $10,000 wig.
Well, why did they tell her to just replace the wigs, exact same wigs? Give me 5 of the exact same wigs.
Listen
I don't care what you paid.
Ricky, listen carefully, Ricky. No one is accusing the lady. The lady, claim it's not my fault at all. There was a fire, the wigs are gone. She happens to be a very honest lady. She's a religious lady. She says, okay, of course the center gets it, but I'm going to give them 5,000. The insurance says, wait a minute, you're making money on our wigs. The reason why you make 10 grand is because someone has to mute.
Ezra.
So this is what Larry remembers from approximately 6 years ago. Here again, listen again to the question. Salim, did you hear the question now? A man stole on a super sale 10 chickens, total of 20 pounds of chicken. The market value everywhere is 400 shekels. He stole it on a super sale, and the market value in the store for this chickens is only 100. He claims, as Ricky said, I stole it from your store. Every customer in the store pays 100. I'm paying 100. I stole it, I'm paying. The other guy is saying to him, you stole from the 10 chickens. This was last week. You see, Larry, why this is not exactly as over there? Over there, the question was, I owe, the lady says by the wigs, I really owe nothing to Bikucholi.
World Cup history.
Happily hosting the display.
They won their group.
I pay the insurance. The only reason I'm being paid.
Mission accomplished here at this World Cup. Yeah, for sure, for sure. First off, salute the coach, salute the team.
I can mute them, Salim. Someone is making noise there.
Like you said, when you get into the
No, I think we're good there.
different beast.
I think it's me. Sorry, that's me.
69.
Oh, thank you. It's totally not the same. Over there by the weed, she's making money
All right, but
and hiding that someone plays by her.
yeah, but all right,
And you are right. The shoresh
right there.
of similarity. See, I'll give you an example. The Mishnah says, listen carefully. The Mishnah says like this. Hasocher para mechavero. I rented a cow from Rani Tawel. Okay? Ve'ish'ila le'acher. I'm lending the cow to Melko. Now, the difference in halacha between renting or lending is as follows. If you rent something, you are responsible for gneiva va'aveda of the item. So what I rented, I have to pay if it was stolen. But if it died suddenly, I'm patur. If someone is borrowing my cow, even if she died from a heart attack, I have to pay for it. Again, I am renting from Rani Tower. I'm lending it to Mel Cohen. The cow died by Mel Cohen. He has to pay now $1,000. Who does he pay it? I am swearing to Rani Tower that the cow is dead. I have medical proof that she is dead because of the heart attack. I am patur. He, Mel Cohen, has to give me $1,000. He borrowed. This is one opinion in the Mishnah, that Mel Cohen has to pay Zelig Prague $1,000. Zelig Prague has to swear. Comes Rabbi Yossi and says, you hear? Keitzad hala says chora beparato shel chavero. Well, how can I make $1,000 on a cow that belongs to Rani Tower?
But if you rented it, you paid money. There's a difference. It's like renting a car and getting, for example, it breaks down. That you're not responsible. But if you get into an accident, you're responsible for the car. It's the same concept.
But the question is, you're talking about repair. I'm talking
No,
about
or replace whatever. The car is totaled.
I'm talking about profit. Legally, if the car would die from a heart attack by me, I'm the renter. I swear, or I bring witnesses. This was a total. It's called honest. I couldn't prevent it. I'm patur. Shoel, Mr. Cohen, borrowed the car for me. To me, he has to pay. The question is, should I give the money to the original owner, which is Rani Tower? This is what Tanakama says. No. You, me, which means me, to Rani Tower, I'm a renter, I'm swearing. Comes Rabbi Yossi and says, Keitzad hala says chora beparato shel chavero.
Right.
Here's another example that is in print over 100 years ago. A fellow rented a house. In Europe, fire was one of the main, field, because if you have a fire, until the fire department out. So the renter says to the owner, are you insured? He says, no, there's no need. Can you please insure no. So the renter went to insure the house that he's renting. The fire consumed the house that he is renting.
Right.
The insurance company is about to pay the renter 50,000 rubles. He paid the policy. Says the owner, "Are you crazy? This is my house. Give me. You cannot make money." You realize this is very similar to the case of the car.
No, it's renter's insurance. It happened to my cousin. There was a fire in the apartment. He paid the policy, and the insurance paid him for another place and then
Our
the owner had to deal with it.
question by us was,
You know, it's fast, Rabbi Prague. I have to interrupt you. This is so unbelievable. This exact, not different, this exact case came to my desk today.
you
In
said,
one of, we had I have a building, there was a fire. And the rule is that the tenant is supposed to buy
Renter's insurance.
insurance, homeowners. Now the tenant wants to sue us, or to sue me, well, us, for everything lost in her apartment. I pay the insurance. I don't get anything really for her apartment. I have to build her apartment back to the walls. Whatever she lost in the apartment is her problem. She should have taken out renter's insurance, but
Renter's
she didn't.
insurance, right?
And
unbelievable.
this was today, and it happens all the time. That's why many landlords today, to avoid this problem, because the tenant, the tenant thinks the landlord's always responsible for everything. So there's a lot of landlords make the tenants take out this insurance to avoid this problem.
Wow, really, this is exactly the case.
Yeah, exactly today. Literally what time is it? 9:30? 5 hours, 6 hours ago.
Wow. Here now, in Shaarei Zion, approximately 20 years ago, listen carefully, a man had a lot of cash in the house. I think at that time it was 50,000 to 100,000, I forgot. He couldn't deposit it, it was a black money. Comes to his brother-in-law, says to him, "I know that you have stored a good vault in the house. Would you mind keeping my $50,000 in your vault?" B'simcha, happily. The brother-in-law figures, why should the 50,000 be in the vault for a year? I can deposit it in my account, and he legally can do it. And I'm collecting the interest also. A year later, his brother-in-law comes, he gives him back the money. His question was, I made on it a few $1,000s interest. Do I have to give him the interest or not? This is possible. Did you hear?
No,
I agree.
no, you do not.
No.
Why?
Hello.
I'm with Salim.
He used the money. He used the money without his permission. What happens
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You're allowed to use.
No, you can't.
Forget if it's money. Think about it as fruits or something.
The only thing this
It's considered stealing.
The only
It's not stealing.
thing his brother-in-law wanted was
זה חסר וזה נהנה וזה לא חסר.
take the money.
Wait a second, but what happens if
Why did he even tell him? Why did he even tell him? Don't even tell him.
Because we can go the
period.
what happens if it went the other way
Ricky,
and he invested the money
And
and
he
he
lost
lost
it?
all the money?
He was responsible for the money. The
Oh,
same 50,000.
Also, Rabbi Prague, he shouldn't get anything because he's not allowed to take interest.
okay,
You
look,
want to take interest, of course, from not Jews.
and
It's
I-
good.
and I-
But
non-Jewish. Ricky, your answer is in American. The fellow was religious, and he says, "I'm asking you a halachic question. I made money on my brother-in-law's money." He didn't ask me, but he didn't say no. And the answer is, he would say, "Fine, go do it." Do I have to give him the money or not? Remember, do I have to give him the money or not?
so
It's not your money.
Like you said it, I think if he lost money, he'd have to give it back to him, no?
First, he did that, the case that he gave us, he definitely has to pay, yes.
the real
You are a shomer on the money. You made money on the money.
Yeah, so depends on how you. If he left it in the safe, and there was a fire in the house, and the safe burnt, he's not responsible because all he said is his brother said,
That's
"I want to put
something
it in the safe."
else. That's something else.
I'm saying that's the real question. Is he's not responsible here? So at the end of the day, he took the money, and now he's more than a shomer. He becomes like an upgraded shomer because now he's actually using the item, even though he doesn't have rights to use the item. So forget the money. Let's say it was a bat or a machine, whatever, and he rents the item out. Is he allowed to rent the item out when the guy gave it to him just to
No,
watch it?
No,
no.
Is he allowed to rent it out?
he gave him a lawnmower. Could he?
But
Right.
Salim has a good point. Please listen carefully, Salim. This would be, please listen carefully. This would be a 24-karat gold expensive watch. Everyone understands they have no right to do anything but to watch it from you.
Okay.
You do understand that $50 in my vault, or $50 in the bank is exactly the same. My brother is only interested in the money back. The money I did for sure. But again, I made money on money that doesn't belong to me.
So let me ask you, suppose Jeffrey, I don't know if he's on, but he's a lawyer and he's supposed to hold the money in escrow for me. And he takes the money, the $1,000 that I gave him as a down payment, he's holding it for a deal. And he says, you know what, I could take that $1,000 and go to Yonkers Raceway tonight and make him like that 1,000, 2,000. Jeffrey I would be. It's an escrow account. Jeffrey could murder somebody and he could be out of jail tomorrow. He takes one penny from an escrow account. They'll tie him up on a noose. Am I right or wrong, Jeffrey?
Well, there's the famous Nussbaum case right now.
Yeah, right now. I know the case.
It was only about what, $84 million that they stole. I mean,
Only
and it's happening in the Syrian community. Just so you know, there's articles.
There's been a recent article about.
Unfortunately, it was somebody that we know, Rabbi. So I mean,
But
what he's saying is true.
No, but Larry, in the escrow, the law is you cannot touch a penny of the
Right.
Right, that's the difference. But if the law is, but Jeffrey, the law is, but how many people do? Oh God!
I actually don't take escrows anymore. I give it to the title companies. I will not. I refuse to have anything to do with escrow.
But this is the point, because you figured it's an escrow anyway. Why should it be like me and not doing anything, not doing money? Anyway, that time, I didn't know what to say. I mean, I can say whatever I want, but I called, anyway, they told me, judges in Choshen Mishpat in Yerushalayim told me to tell the guy he has to give him the money, he has to give him the interest. Why? Because of
the underlying purpose.
Yes. Now that I told you. Again, listen again. I am a renter, and if the cow dies by me for a heart attack, tattoo. I have the right, okay, it's a machloket, but I have the right to lend it. I did lend it. He died from a heart attack by the borrower. Says Rabbi Yossi, the borrower pays you, give it to the original owner because you cannot make money on his money and his cow. Think about it. The money over there is exactly the same. Emet that you are watching it for him. Emet that it makes a difference. His money is guaranteed if it's in the bank or it's in your hand, but you made money on his money. In the case of the insurance that I told you again, the tenant took insurance, the house went on fire. The insurance company is ready to pay the tenant. Comes the owner, what are you giving him? It's my house. It's not your house. I pay the policy. Believe it or not, the Osameach, this is not today's Osameach says the landlord would pay for the policy, but the money would go to the landlord. The same Gemara.
Yeah, but if somebody takes a life insurance policy out on someone else's life,
Okay.
that means they should give it to the heirs of the person who died.
Good. See, this is a very good question. The answer is, when I take life policy and Mr. X, I don't have to ask Mr. X permission.
I'm not sure.
It's not effective. I'm coming to an insurance company. I would like to invest. It's an investment. You take a chance. Here, Jeffrey, it's my house. It's my house that you live in. And the only reason the insurance gave you policy on it is the last 2 weeks' question Friday night was, I stole 10 chickens, 20 pounds. The total market value, 400. And this store that I stole it for was $100. So Rabbi Zafrani is one of the big poskim in Choshen Mishpat in Israel. I saw it in his book. Listen to what he says. It says, no one in Israel sells a pound of chicken for 5 shekels. This is a lost price. The reason he's losing money on the chickens because he wants to promote this
Make
business.
money on something else.
So you cannot say, even though the Mishnah says, listen to what I'm saying now. The Gemara says in Masechet Bava Kama, if I steal a bottle of wine, when I stole it, it was 10. When I drink it, it's 20. If I drank it, I have to pay 20. If the bottle broke by me and the price is 20, I pay 10. Kol hagazlanim mishalmim kishat hagzela. Now, this thief, the chicken thief, claims, well, when I stole it, it was 100. It was not 100. It's really 400. I am giving you a discount because I hope that you buy other items and I hope you will come again. See, if the regular price is $20 a pound, which I make on it $6, and I gave a discount of 20%, then the guy has a claim. It's still a price. Some people would lose 50% of profit. So there is a price in the market of a discount price as an investment. There is no price in the chicken market of $5 a pound. You understand? Says Rabbi Zafrani, you have to pay him the 400. But you understand why? Because the market value of a pound of chicken is $20. Again.
What if he comes back a month later and the chicken is now $30? Not 20, it's 30.
Okay,
Does he have to give him 30?
But everyone agrees no.
No.
No, why? The reason why you have to pay, this is a good question, Ricky. The reason why you have to pay is because you are the thief. Okay, so kol hagazlanim mishalmim kishat hagzela. Your question should be, is he didn't, the question that Rabbi Zafrani brings is, he made a party that not he was under pressure. What happens if you put him in the freezer and he makes the party a month later? Then the price of chicken now is $25 a pound. Then, according to the Gemara, you have to pay 25. You have to pay $250. I'm sorry. 20 pounds of 25. This is 500. But this is a nice sugya in the beginning of. Now, here is a question this week, but for me, it was something totally new. Listen to it. See, the interesting case is it gives you the name. Listen to this fellow. A fellow is traveling overseas, and the agent says to him, let's say the price is $1,500, okay. Says to him, I'm taking out an insurance policy for the duration of your staying in America, $50, health insurance. He says, no, I have perfect health. He says, listen to me, I'm taking it. And he says, no. Unfortunately, our no guy had a massive heart attack. He had to pay $250,000 for his medical coverage, which all the Jewish organization lended him. Now he owes $250,000. Comes back to Israel, listen to this. So the travel agent says to him, you're very lucky. You told me to cancel it. I didn't cancel it yet. Please listen carefully. Why didn't I cancel it? Because my agreement with the insurance company is that I have the right to pay or not to pay within a month. I didn't pay them the $50, but I didn't cancel it either. So the guy is jumping for joy, okay?
He wants the chalik now.
Listen good, but this exactly.
Yeah.
There's the travel agent, my friend. It's $250,000. I want exactly 50% of you. If not, I'm not paying your policy, and you'll have to pay it from your pocket. Fascinating case. Now, should we give him a Shabbat, Shishi, or Maftir? I don't think he deserves any reward. But this is a serious question. Basically, he's telling him, your $250,000 insurance has to do with me now. If I pay your policy, you get it. If not, there's no policy. You're not getting it.
What a lowlife. That's a lowlife.
Or some people say, what a good business opportunity, you know? Depends, Ricky, who you're talking to. Yeah, but
I heard the same story with a real estate deal. But someone they were at an auction, and they came back afterwards, and they were going to divide it up. There were 5 people at the auction, and they came back, and one guy said to the other one, I know in my machshava, you aren't going to want to be in the deal anyway, so I'm not putting you in the deal. You could hear anything.
Whoa. So listen,
Over money, people would say, like Ricky, you can't believe it. It happens. These things happen.
but Ricky, you realize what he's claiming there. The travel agent is not saying I'm a nice guy. But he's saying your $250,000 has to do with me now. Yes? You want me to pay the policy, yes? I'm making the condition is if half is mine. I mean, of course it's not nice. It's far from being nice. Shema. So Rabbi Zafrani, this afternoon when I saw it, here, I still have the book here on the table here. This is Yavia Omer, Chelek Tet, Choshev Mishpat. Here, I'll read you the language of the question. Give me a second. I didn't realize that this question happens in Israel very often with the sincerely religious. Remember, the key word here is sincerely religious. Yes. Give me a second. No, I'm reading you the question here. This is Yabia Omer, the book of Chacham Ovadia. Choshev Mishpat. This is the volume. Is volume.
Rabbi Prague, could I just interrupt you for 1 second?
Yes.
People said they had a friend, they were going to the racetrack, and he said, I'm giving you $2, and I want you to place a bet that the horse is going to win. And the guy went and he took the money and he put it in his pocket, and he figured, I'll make $2. There's no way that horse is going to win. As things happen, the horse wins.
Right.
And now the guy who sent him with the money says, wisdom geld.
Right.
You didn't tell me. You did tell me You told me a different horse. It's
אבל over there, תשמע, זו שאלה חשובה מאוד.
There's no shaliach teva avera, so he can literally
Actually,
give him back his money.
I'll give you an example. I had a deadly fight. Maybe a serious argument in shul with a fellow. I decided that tomorrow is his busiest day. He came early in the morning with crazy glue and put it on all the locks in his business. It took him 2 hours to call. But so of course, for the locks, I have to pay. Do I have to pay for the 100 customers that you lost or not? Am I a pig? Yes. Do I have to pay? The answer is no. You know why? Because it's like a grama. I'm stopping you from making profit. Nezek means I break your windshield. Yes? I break your watch. Here, I stopped you from making money on 100 customers. Of course, זה לא יפה. So, זה נקרא מונע כיסו של חברו. תשמע עכשיו. I'm reading you now, יביע עומר, סימן ח'. נשארתי באדם עשיר שנפטר והניח בן ובת. Now please listen good. He doesn't say, but of course, they are sincerely religious. וידוע שעל פי החוק החילוני, in the Israeli courts, which is not a Jewish court, הבת יורשת חלק שווה עם הבן. So let's make believe the father left $5 million. In the Israeli court, the son and the daughter are sharing equally, 2.5, 2.5. ואילו לפי דין תורתנו הקדושה, הבן יורש את הכל. ואין לבת חלק ונחלה בירושת האב. Now, the father here made a very big mistake because every religious people, and I know thousands, and I know people in Sha'arei Tzion, you have to go to a lawyer to write your religious will. You need a religious will, you want your daughters, you cannot tell them after I die, they get equally, this is against the Torah. But what you can do is, that they get half. There are many legal Jewish ways to do it. But this man didn't do it, he didn't know. I sent Jack Hidari, Bert Hidari, there is Rav Feivel Cohen, Alav Shalom, the brother was a lawyer. He came up with a very interesting religious, you give it to your lawyer, and it comes out that your daughter will get the same, but you have to write it in the language. The way you really do it is that one of the ways you do it is like this. You tell the children the money is yours, the sons. Now, if you're not giving my 2 daughters equal share, all the money I left goes to Bikur Cholim. Finished. It's not yours. Remember, this is legal, yes? Okay, there are many ways. Anyway, listen to this. In this particular case, the father was unaware of it. He's dead. Listen to the son now. I'm continuing Chacham Ovadia. והבן דורש מאחותו לבוא לבית דין הרבני ולחתום על ויתור גמור בירושת האב לטובתו. Here, in religious families in Israel, the daughter goes to the rabbinic court and she signs, I'm giving up my share according to the Israeli law in my father's inheritance. So the son says to his sister, let's do it. She says to him,
I want a piece of the action.
I'll do it only if you give me a piece of the pie. He came to ask Chacham Ovadia, אם לפי דין תורה יכולים לקוף, can we force, not by את הבת, you see you are religious, your father made a mistake. Your son, your brother is the only heir. Anyway, as always, he goes into a very lengthy tshuva, but of course, because he's such a Baki, he brings in the middle that some of the great Sephardic, Ben Ish Chai, this is 150 years ago, says, apparently it's not the first time that this situation happens, says she has the right to ask for a percentage. The question is, how much? So he says, what she is basically saying to her brother is, if you're not giving me, I'm getting 50% of it. Give me 20, 25, 10. The conclusion, this Teshuvah of Chacham Ovadia, conclusion here, conclusion, Maskana de Dina, conclusion, you have to give your sister a nice portion of the money, and he's suggesting it should be 10%, 10%. You realize, but the 10 really is 10 out of 50, yes? Because if she would go, she would get 50. So Rabbi Zafrani, obviously I got to it because of the tshuva of Rabbi Zafrani. So Rabbi Zafrani says, yes, in the case that, Rabbi Zafrani was asked, but you see, this is mamash. So again, let's go back to the agent. The agent in this case is basically the donor, you realize? The agent has the right to not to pay the policy, and the traveler gets nothing. Says the agent, I would pay the policy, but give me, you want to really have. Says Rabbi Zafrani, if you're coming to me as a religious judge, he is entitled to 10% of the money, which is $25,000. Because the insurance policy, insurance will pay $250,000. But you see what's interesting in this teshuvot is, on one hand, as you said before, you can see the good, the bad, and the ugly of people. On the other hand, my chavruta for many, many, many years has 2 daughters and 4 sons. He is a professor in the graduate school at CUNY, and he has other good jobs. So before he wrote his will, first he went to ask Rav David Feinstein. He says to him, he knew him, he says, what did you do when your father died? He says, all the money my father left went to my mother. We trust our mother. You realize that this is it's not illegal. The mother doesn't get Yerusha, the mother gets, she has to be supported for the rest of her life. She has to be secured. But anyway, this is really what my friend is doing. My friend is basically giving his daughters a portion of his money while he is alive. You understand? So after 120 years, it's not that the money goes to them then. Okay, but the exact language, just remember it. If you have sons and daughters, Melina, I'll find the book of Faber Cohen in the back. He has a page. And this is the text. You have to go to your lawyer, just nothing changes. It comes out that whatever you want to give your daughters, they'll get, and it doesn't contradict American law, and it does not contradict Jewish law. I happen to know a case that a fellow who learns all his life gets a call from a lawyer in Tel Aviv, says, your uncle, your father's brother who loved you very much, died. And come to the office, he left you a lot of money. Remember, this is Israeli money. He comes to the lawyer's office. The lawyer says to him, your uncle left you $200,000. This is 30 years ago.
Right.
And he expected the guy to be jumping from joy. He says to him, listen good what he says to him. He says, I have a first cousin who is the son of the deceased. Here, legal law is, the minute my uncle died, all the money goes to the son. if my uncle would give it to me while he's alive, he made a kinyan, fine, I'll happily take what he gave me. But since if he didn't do it to him,
Wow.
all the money goes to my cousin.
Blessing.
If he wants, he will give it to me. It's needless to say, of course, that the cousin was not religious. Says if I don't have to, I wouldn't. He didn't give me. And the lawyer told him, go to your rabbis, find something, you're crazy. Your uncle wanted you to have 200,000. He didn't get a penny. And the lawyer went, crazy music, he was משתומם. He said, אני לא יכול, אני צריך את הכסף. אני יכול להשתמש בכסף, אבל לא יכול. I'll finish with this good story. This is a view. The chokhmah in all this business, very often, you have to speak to people outside, because sometimes people on the outside see the case. In the Bronx, there was a rabbi who was partially blind, but he was one of these geniuses, Rabbi Ender. He knew the Shas Baal Peh. At the end of his life, he used to have a chavruta. He used to fix the chavruta when the chavruta read the Gemara. Anyway, Rabbi Ender saw one day a relatively young man saying Kaddish, and was not in a good mood. He says to him, what's the matter? He says, listen, my mother died very young. My father remarried. There's 2 or 3 kids from his second marriage. His second wife, this is my language, of course, is a machshefa, yes? She wanted to make sure that all the money my father has goes to her children. So when my father was sick in the last few months and I came to visit, every time I came to visit, she made sure that the nurse says that you cannot go and visit, it's good. It's so I'm not coming in, and she tells my father, which type of a son do you have? He never comes to visit you? Well, finally, she makes the father very upset. She brings a lawyer, and in front of the lawyer, the father says, all my money goes to my children for this second wife. My first son gets $5,000. Fine. Obviously, he's very upset. Rav Ender says to him, so what are you planning to do? He says to him, I'm going to challenge it in court. Says the rabbi to him, can I see the will, the copy of the will? Yes. He says, do me a favor, don't take a lawyer. You come to court, tell the judge, I'm the rabbi, I'm the lawyer. Huh? She hired, obviously, a very sharp lawyer. Come to court, he says to the son, where's the lawyer? He says, the rabbi. The judge says, Rabbi, do you have any condition? Listen good. This is what very wise people with a lot of real life experience. Says to the judge, the will is written in Yiddish. Remember, this is like over 100 years ago. I want the fellow who reads the will to the court and translates it, who translates it word by word. You understand what he's saying? Not sentences, word by word. The judge says, okay, please listen carefully. So the translator reads, and he reads like this. I'm making up the name. Ani Shmuel, Ani Reuven ben Yaakov, Chotze, Sha'acharei. Remember when he says it in English, he translates, it says, after my death. The rabbi raises his hand, objection. We decided that you have to say word by word. It says in the will in Yiddish, after my death. I'm sorry, it says in the will in Yiddish, after 120 years. The guy says, but this is what it means. He said, you have to read what you want. Of course, you understand the trick is, no one ever in Yiddish, you never write after I die. After 120 means after I die. So, okay, he finishes reading, and the rabbi says to the other lawyer, we agree that all the money should go to kids children after 120 years. Yes, it says the brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. The lawyer is running, okay, he says 50-50. Of course, they agreed 50-50, but afterwards, the judge, a goy, shook the rabbi's hand and he says, thank you very much. I knew that this is a setup. I mean, I knew that she's a machshefa, you know, but I mean, this is, but it takes a big chachma to understand it. Anyway, B'ezrat Hashem, tomorrow night, remember that Thursday is a Tanit. Tomorrow, maybe we'll talk about the Shabbat Tammuz. Laila Tov, everyone.
Laila Tov.
Laila Tov. Thank you, Rabbi. Zabaruch.